The wildness of the place is really hard to understand unless you're actually physically there. And it feels like these sheep are in the furthest reaches of this country.
We made it to Alaska on a Dall sheep hunt. Flew a lot of flights, bush flights, commercial flights. Made it in to where we're gonna hunt. We've got 1 day before the season opens. I'm gonna get in my tent right now, Conrad, because if you can't tell, it's kind of wet out here.
What makes a hunt fun for me is having to get put into a foreign landscape with a foreign animal and figure it out all on your own. That's what really tests your skill as a hunter. And so I don't like going on guided hunts. I've only ever been on one guided hunt in my life, but in Alaska as a non-resident, you have to have a guide for sheep. So finding somebody who was on the same page as me about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to hunt, I wasn't quite sure how that was gonna turn out. I wanted a hard-ass hunt where it felt like I was hunting with a buddy. That's what I wanted.
I'm in favor of a full value day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, but it sure would be slick to pop over and hunt our way down the next one over.
And that's exactly what happened. I mean, we were on the same page about how we wanted to hunt, which is we were gonna pound the ground and put the miles in and really try and turn up a big ram.
Shoot, I suppose it could be anywhere in here. It could be like around that fold. It could be fucking right there. Down the next drainage. It could be right below us. It could be in Canada. Who knows? It could be.
They're trying to manage for a healthy and long-term population of sheep as well. They're pushing their clients, me, guys like me, to really focus in on trying to shoot the oldest sheep. And I think that's really cool. Also, frankly, I think makes your chance of success lower. But yeah, so we were looking for just an old, gnarly, mature ram.
It's a sheep hunt, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a sheep hunt. It's going to be, you know, has potential to be a grind, and that's why they're 10-day hunts, you know. So
That's what I signed up for.
exactly. It's Christmas Eve. Can't wait.
I know.
The first few days, rather than backpacking up some of these drainages, we decided to go a lot lighter and faster and do just really big days. And just pound the ground and cover a lot more ground. But we got a long walk ahead of ourselves now. That's okay. And then come back to our base camp, and the next day go up a new drainage.
Sure looks awful sheepy.
Finally saw our first sheep. The wrong sex, but a sheep is a sheep. It's my first ever Dall sheep. Pretty cool.
I don't even know how much elevation gain and loss it was, but they were huge days, back to back to back to back. And that's just wait, you just got to cover ground and check country.
Can't really go any further up this drainage. It's pretty much just rock above us. So we've covered this whole drainage. So we're gonna turn around, go back down a ways. And there's a call it a saddle, but it's really just a scree slope that looks like you can pop over into the next drainage. Take that and see if there's anything hanging out in the next drainage.
There is no way in hell you're gonna come up from underneath them without getting seen.
Unless you can hang off the side of it and cruise up and try and figure out a path through those cliffs.
I think we lay up tonight and we go up to that saddle, take a peek, sit up there for a bit. Maybe they give us something to work with.
So we made it all the way back down this canyon, back to camp, had a quick snack. Now we're gonna run up to that saddle up there and hopefully be able to find those sheep again. But we don't know where they're at. It's been a little while. It's been 2 hours.
So we hadn't quite made it to the saddle we were trying to go to, and those rams we saw a few hours back, 3.5, 4 miles away. We're like right here, bedded. The biggest one of the bunch wasn't quite legal anyway, so. But we found him. We found him. We sure did. Walked right up on him.
It looked like his tip stopped that far short. Or maybe it was more than
He certainly wasn't full curl either.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs a few more years for sure.
All right.
Now we know.
What's that?
Now we know. Now we can sleep at night.
Now
Now we
we
don't have to
know.
walk up here in the morning.
That's right.
Rain, rain, rain. Sideways rain, misty rain, all kinds of rain. This is our second day of hunting, third day out here. It's just kind of wet. And the original plan today was to have a real big day, but it's kind of hard to know if it's a good idea at this particular moment, so we're just sitting in camp just a little bit longer. I think we're just trying to figure out if we can make sure we have visibility. The rain's fine, but it's the fog that makes it hard to hunt. So we're just kind of waiting to make sure we have visibility, and welcome to Alaska. It's real frustrating, this weather, you know. I know it's pretty common. This is like pretty normal weather for Brooks Range in August, but you factor in a number of days potentially where you can't even hunt because you can't see. Just feel that window being smaller and smaller, but looks like it's getting better for now, so gonna go see if we can't find something. Just found a sheep already. It's like a small ram.
It felt like a heck of a lot of work to check a 1 acre chunk of ground.
Over 2 hours to get up here, check it, don't see anything, and then head right back down.
It's like, how is this ever gonna work? If we're spending hours to check this little parcel and doing that multiple times in a day, it felt really, I'm not gonna say hopeless, but it just felt like we just needed a whole lot of luck. I think we thought it might take us, up to 6 days to cover that country, and I think we did it in 3. So we covered a lot of that ground pretty dang quick.
Nobody home.
And then it was, at that point in time, we decided to backpack off into a new direction because there wasn't really anything left to check.
Sometimes you just gotta know what you know
And know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Wise man once told me that.
You know, and at the end of the day, until these sheep learn to talk, it's all disorganized bullshit anyway.
We felt like we had thoroughly covered that landscape, and it was time to move on.
The nice thing about backpack hunting, the way we're gonna do it from here, is that we'll have camp on our back. So, you know, if we find a good spot that looks sheepy, we can just set up camp and right where we're at, instead of having to, you know, walk 5 miles back to camp in the evening. So I think it's strategically gonna give us a better advantage to check out a lot more country where there are likely to be rams hanging out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We spotted some group of lambs and using small rams.
There's one laying down broadside to us. That is a ram.
And we also spotted a group of 3 rams across the valley. They were several miles away that evening. One of them looked like he was worth a real close look at.
But a few sheep bouncing around. They're moving, so it's kind of nice right now. Just gonna sit up here in glass and hopefully have some more sheep kind of walk around and come into view.
Feeling optimistic?
I was born optimistic, Conrad. Born optimistic.
Next morning, get packed up and start and walk over there. Can't find those sheep for the life of us. And so we stay high and sort of traverse around the mountains, just trying to see if those sheep just dropped into the next basin or the next basin. Can't find them. Decided we need to go down the valley, and we've got probably, I don't know, 5, 6 miles we need to walk down. We need to move into a whole new area because we're just not seeing the sheep that we haven't found a legal ram yet. And we didn't. It was like we just kept turning up sheep, and it was like, oh, that's a small ram. Oh, that's a nice looking ram, but not quite what we're looking for. And towards the end of the hunt, you do start to get that. I mean, it's hard not to let those doubts creep into your head, even though I've hunted so damn much and I've hunted so many things, and I know as well as anybody that it just takes 2 seconds. I get real excited because if you can see mass on a sheep from that far away through your binos, through 10x binos, then it's like, that's different. That's different than anything we've seen so far, because I haven't looked at anything that's even close to that heavy. Just to get, cut the distance by 800 yards was just a chore. We're in this canyon, this sort of like limestone slot canyon in a creek bed, bouncing around inside the creek. As we get close to the sheep, the valley just opens up. And we realized that we just had to wait for the sheep. I mean, they could have gone any direction from where they were at. What we needed them to do in order to kill them, though, was to go down and out of sight. So we sat there at that, for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just waiting and watching them. But I was not at all optimistic things were going to work out. Pretty soon, the oldest ram gets up and he starts walking downhill. And we all immediately are like, oh, hell yes.
Keep your freaking eyes up and make sure they don't cross valley on us, Like, I'd hate to be laser focused that way and then all of a sudden we're busted.
We knew that would be our moment where we could just all but upriver. All of a sudden, Casey comes to an abrupt halt, and I know that he has seen something What I don't know until I peek around his shoulder and see is there is a ram staring straight at us. I won't even tell you the words I said inside my head because they're really not appropriate. Coming into this hunt, you know, my attitude was I'm gonna really focus on enjoying each day no matter what that day is.
We're just sitting up here on top of the world.
If it's rain, if it's suffering, if it's big miles, that's all a part of what I came for. I was totally prepared mentally prior to coming here to going home empty-handed, and that was okay. But after just freezing for a few minutes, the sheep seemed to calm down. I'm like, again, I need to be prepared to shoot the second he says shoot, because these things are actually walking out of sight. And I realize that I can't crawl 10 yards ahead to get a better vantage laying down. I'm gonna have to shoot somehow kneeling or sitting up, which I do not like doing at 200 yards. I see Casey's backpack to my left, and I throw the gun up on the backpack and sort of lay on the pack or kneel behind the pack. And, you know, my crosshairs, I could see. At that point in time, Casey says, shoot the one in the back.
Yep, rewrap. It's a good hit. He's down to the left now. He's down, he's rolling. Yep. Fucking great shot. Hell yeah.
God, that rest fucking sucked, buddy.
This whole situation sucked.
Dude, I thought we were fucked.
I did
Should have heard me back here.
Oh my God, I cannot fucking believe that worked out.
Sheep was down, and then I didn't know what to think after that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to call that an 11.
That's the age class that everyone's looking for. That's fucking sweet.
It's hard to describe. This is what you came for. You're so lucky that you got to have an opportunity on a sheep like that. You finally shoot one and you're just like, it's like pure joy. You don't get to have your dreams come true every day. So you just really, I just had to, I was trying so hard just to soak in the whole thing. You know how when you've been looking forward to something your whole life and then it finally happens? You're just kind of like, now what? Now what am I gonna do?